In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can integrate Duo multi-factor authentication with Jumpcloud so that we can enforce two-factor authentication for users that are authenticating to the user portal, and we can also enable it for SSO application login if that is in use on Jumpcloud, and also for password changes from the user portal as well. In this specific video, we'll focus on enabling Duo two-factor authentication, and we'll attempt to use that for a user logging into the user portal. This Jumpcloud is a demo account which is just being set up, so everything should be as standard. We have one user which has been created, and that user also exists within Duo. So if you are doing this or looking to do this, you need to make sure that there is an alignment with the users within Jumpcloud and within Duo as well. So this is a user one, and we can create another user as part of this demo just to go through that process as well. So to enable Duo two-factor authentication, we need to make sure that we have access to the admin console on Jumpcloud and also the admin panel on Duo as well. Within Jumpcloud, let's go down to Security Management, Multi-Factor Authentication, or MFA configurations. And we can see here that we have an option for Duo security, and you got a little information box if you want to read a little bit more about that. So we can enable this, as I say, for user portal and SSO applications, and then once we turn that little radio button on, we get 3 new fields: one for the integration key, secret key, and API hostname. So this is where Duo now comes into play. So if we go back to Duo and logged into the Duo admin panel, if we go to applications on the left hand side, applications, and then if we type in Web SDK, we can use the Web SDK for this, and there's documentation if you want to read a little bit more about the Web SDK and how it works. We'll just go ahead and press protect. And then these are the 3 fields that we need to input into Jumpcloud. So we'll just copy the client ID across, which will be the integration key in this case. And then we'll go back, and then we've got the client secret, and this is a secret key. Again, the secret key needs to remain secret. Do not share that. This is a demo, so we can at least see a little bit of the secret key in this case. We then have the API hostname that we need to input as well, so we'll just copy that in there, and then once we're done with that, we can go ahead and press save. So Duo has now been enabled, and you can see that the secret key has been removed. So now if we just go up to, we'll return back to the Duo admin panel in a moment, but if we just return back now to the users, and let's quickly create a new user. In fact, what we'll do is, because I've only got this one user, I'll just delete this user, and then what we'll do is so this is essentially what you'll see at the start. So what we'll do is we'll add a manual entry for this user. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll type in demo user 1 for this user. His username is going to be demo1. Keep it as demo1 at demo.network wizkid.com. That's going to be the email address, and then let's just specify an initial password for the purpose of this demo. and then we'll leave the rest of the settings as they are, apart from multi-factor authentication. So we require multi-factor authentication on the user portal, and this will apply, or the user has 7 days essentially to enroll. We can leave the rest of the configuration as it is. User groups is fine. Device we won't add, and we'll just add it to the Jumpcloud LDAP. And then we'll just go ahead and we'll save that user. So we'll skip that now, we don't want to send the email. Now what you can actually do to test this user is on the little icon at the top right hand side, you can launch the user portal. One at demo.network wizkid.com, and I input that password. We can see now we're prompted for Duo 2-factor authentication. So we can see this user is already enrolled on Duo. So if we send a push, technically this should work. So if I just bring the 2FA device over here, and let's just send a push, and let me bring that back up. You can see here that we're logging into Web SDK because we've not given it a name, but I can now just go ahead and press approve on that, and now you can see once it loads I can log into the user panel for the Jumpcloud. Now if we just go back to, so this is the multi-factor authentication now is for the user itself when they've accessed the for their account. Now if we just go back to the Duo admin panel, so that worked because when we add the application, it's saved automatically, so that application already exists. Now we do have the option to add, application policies or group policies, or modify the global policy if we wish. We didn't do that, and the reason the name WebSDK came up is because we have the is because we've not changed the name. So if we just change this to Jumpcloud User Portal, and we'll leave the rest as it is, and what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and save that now. So you can see that the application's been renamed to Jumpcloud User Portal. So what we'll do is we'll just log back out of this user, and then what we'll do is we'll now log back in with that user, and then we'll see the application name change. Let's just log back in now. We've got that user there, and then if I bring my screen back over there, and what I'll do is I'll send a push to that device, and you can see here now that our name says Jumpcloud User Portal. So again, I can approve that, and we're in. And that's pretty much all there is to it in regards to enabling Duo to be used with the user portal. We're not going to cover the SSO applications because none are set up, but the same principle pretty much applies for if you were to use Duo for SSO applications as well. As I said, this multi-factor authentication, which we specified on the user itself, the TOTP, this is not going to use Duo. This is going to actually, if we click next, you can see Jumpcloud as an application called Jumpcloud Protect, or you can use one of the qualified applications. So if I say I already have an app, I can actually scan this QR code with Duo. So we can still technically use Duo, but they try and get you to use their application as well. So let's just say we wanted to add Duo, and we'll use a QR code. Let's scan that in there. So there you go. So if I press next, we can add a name for the passcode. There you go. So we've got account name there. And let's just press save in this case. Now that's created. Yeah, we'll do that later. Show passcode. So now you can see we've got the time-based one-time passcodes here, and these would then be put into here to set up. So if we just enter the code now here, which was 768221, and submit that, you can see now that it's successful. So again, last time now, so what we'll do is we'll just log back out and log back in, and we'll see what that looks like again now that we've technically enrolled. So if I were to actually let's go off this user on Jumpcloud, you can see there that the user successfully set up TOTP. So now let's just log back in. And now what you can see at the bottom here is we can use a different method. So if we didn't want to use Duo, well, technically we are still using Duo because we've added the TOTP to Duo anyway. But let's say, for instance, you had the Jumpcloud app, you could enter the TOTP there. In this case, we'll just send a push to Duo. Again, that should come through. There we go, and then we'll just approve that. And there you go, you can see now that we're actually in the user account here as well, which is great. So that's pretty much it from a kind of configuration standpoint for the integration with Duo and Jumpcloud for the user portal logins. And that's all there is to it, so thank you for watching.